Hi everyone, YouControl is here. We've created an analytical system named RuAssets. It can use open data to find Russian trace in businesses. Also, it has an ultimate set of sanctions applied to companies and individuals and can identify PAPs among seemingly ordinary citizens. And now I will show you how it works. Let's imagine a situation when certain Mr. Brett Townsend, a representative of some company BSBS Holdings Limited, came to us with a cooperation offer. Let's check Mr. Townsend and the company on behalf of which he turned to us.
Let's enter his full name into the search bar and click on the people filter. The system shows us 7 search results.
But let's narrow our search because we know that Mr. Townsend has British citizenship.
Let's select the United Kingdom in the filters.
I want to draw your attention to the fact that the system does not identify this person, but only shows matches by name. However, you can verify it by using the date of birth.
Click on the first match and you will see it. Here you can see a postal address and other biographical data below.
And this data is enough to identify the person who contacted you.
In addition, RuAssets shows that our person of interest does have a connection to one company. We click on the arrow and see that he owns 74 to 100% of the shares of a company called BSBS Holdings Limited.
Let's take a look at that company.
We click on a name and see its profile and data sources. Having that information, we can see that the company is active and Mr. Townsend owns and runs it. He also holds the position of accountant.
However, to find out more about this company, we need to do a new search in RuAssets.
Let's copy the company name and paste it into the search bar. But this time we will search by companies. Here it is.
Pay attention to the filters.
One company with that name exists in the UK, but what about the other countries? We reset the filters and now see that the system found 4 more results. Let's pick any. Oh, that's interesting. A company with the same name is registered in Cyprus.
But let's look at the relations. There are 4 of them.
Here, for example, the first one registered in Malta has 2 owners. The company BSBS Holdings Limited in Cyprus, which we have already researched, and another Mr. named Igor Kaponov. And if you click on the directorships tab, it turns out he is also the head of this company.
But it seems that he is not a Mr. of any kind, but a comrade with a quite Russian name and surname. And you can check this hypothesis by clicking on the name.
Indeed, he is a Russian by nationality.
And now let's check the other companies.
The same comrade Gaponov is the head and owner of the second and third one. But the fourth company, Kogos Shipping, has slightly different circumstances. Here appears another Mr. who has very similar to the Russian name Roman and surname Osipov. Let's check this information as well. Indeed, he is a Russian living in Moscow.
Stop. Too many companies, countries and Russian names you would think, and you would be quite right. So I suggest summarizing the intermediate results.
We found the Maltese company Kogos Shipping, which is closely related to 4 companies with the same name BSBS Holdings Limited. Russians from Cyprus and Malta own and run 3 of them. And the 4th company is by Mr. Townsend from Britain.
The same Mr. who came with a cooperation offer. Sounds interesting, right? But the best part is yet to become.
Kogos Shipping, run by Comrade Osipov, has another co-owner in addition to the British company named Financial Resources. You can see it by clicking on the Owner tab. Here you can see that this company registered in Seychelles.
Unfortunately, we don't see any more new information here, but let's dive even deeper, because the RuAssets system can search for connection up to 3rd and 4th levels.
So again, we copy the name and paste it into the search bar. And now we see 4 search results with the same company names. And in the first one you can already see the PAP.
A politically exposed person, the one who has been entrusted with a prominent of public function.
We click on there and find the source of this information, RuPep.org, the database of PEP in Russia.
But where's our PEP and who is he or she and why can't we see him? Let's take a look.
He's hiding behind the next company that owns Financial Resources AG.
And that is quite interesting because the artificial intelligence has already seen the connection of the Russian PEP and all these companies. And now let us find it too. You know that they're like these public figures, they hide their wealth behind 7 locks, and that is a problem, but not for us, because we have RuAssets.
We click on the owners again and we see another company. We click on it and among the owners we find another company.
And at this point it might seem that this story will never end. However,
by clicking on the owners of the last company, we find 2 new Russian names. This data drops a broad hint that Comrade Goloshapov owns 100% of this company,
which owns all those enterprises we checked earlier through a whole pile of connections.
And Comrade Gilmudinova, whose last name we see next to Goloshapov, is acting director here. The statuses of these people in the Russian language also testify all of this.
Next, to go to the first level of connection, we need to copy the name of the person we want to check and paste it into the search bar.
We filter by people this time and see Comrade Goloshapov in all his glory.
That is the PEP that the AI detected at the previous levels of our analysis, and now we've discovered it as well.
RuAssets shows that Goloshapov owns a large number of companies outside of Russia, but his most important achievement is his personal relationship with the President of Russian Federation, Putin.
Why is this important, you may ask? Remember Mr. Townsend, who came to us on behalf of the British company with a cooperation offer in the beginning of our story? Well, this Mr. also happened to be an accountant in his own company, most likely could be the representative of the Russian oligarchy. That can be a well-planned offshore scheme to hide assets, launder money, and avoid sanctions. And it could also be that Mr. Townsend is scouting for some information in favor of the aggressor country, Russian Federation. And these are certainly risk factors that require close attention, but it would take us days to identify them with the standard tools. We would have checked a whole pile of data, sent a bunch of requests, and eventually we might not have found anything, but thanks to the open data and RuAsset analytical system, we've identified it all and know the potential risks. And that's it. Take care and check with the RuAssets and YouControl.